Hello, welcome to Lives channel. Today we will learn about the absolutely breathtaking, jaw-dropping, and utterly unforgettable love story between Days of Our Lives legend Melissa Reeves and her soulmate Scott Reeves. A romance that has defied all odds, survived devastating setbacks, and blossomed into one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages spanning an incredible 35 years. This is not just another celebrity relationship. This is a real-life fairy tale that began on the very same iconic soap opera set where millions of fans fell in love with Jennifer Horton, and it continues to inspire generations of viewers who believe in true, everlasting love. The fateful meeting that almost never happened. The year was 1988, and Melissa Reeves was already 3 years into her star-making role as the beloved Jennifer Horton on Days of Our Lives, when destiny intervened in the most unexpected way. A handsome, charismatic new actor named Scott Reeves was cast to play the character Jake Hoganson, and producers eagerly scheduled scenes between the two talented performers. But fate had other plans for their first encounter. On the very day they were supposed to work together professionally, Scott was struck down by a violently severe case of the flu that left him completely bedridden and unable to film. Little did anyone know that this seemingly unfortunate twist would actually set the stage for one of the most romantic love stories in soap opera history. The delay created an air of mystery and anticipation that made their eventual meeting even more electric and unforgettable. The house party that changed everything forever. Once Scott finally recovered from his illness, he made a bold, decisive move that would alter the course of both their lives forever. With charming confidence, Scott invited Melissa to a house party at his place, and despite Melissa's admitted fear of driving on Los Angeles freeways, she was inexplicably drawn to this magnetic newcomer. She insisted she could only come if she could reach his house via Ventura Boulevard, the familiar surface street she relied on for navigation. When Scott informed her it would take approximately an hour to get there by that route, Melissa didn't hesitate for even a second. She boldly declared no problem and embarked on that fateful journey that would lead her straight into the arms of her future husband. The chemistry between them at that party was absolutely explosive, undeniable, and instantaneous. From the moment their eyes met in that intimate gathering, something profound and life-altering clicked into place. An inseparable bond forms overnight. What happened next is the stuff of romantic legends. The very next day after that unforgettable house party, Scott took Melissa to meet his parents at his mom and dad's house. A gesture that spoke volumes about his serious intentions and deep feelings. From that moment forward, Melissa and Scott became completely and utterly inseparable, spending literally every single day together in an intoxicating whirlwind of passionate romance. Their connection transcended the typical Hollywood dating scene. This was something far deeper, more meaningful, and more powerful than either of them had ever experienced before. Friends and family members who witnessed their relationship unfold were absolutely stunned by the intensity and authenticity of their bond, recognizing immediately that these two souls were destined to be together for eternity. The breathtaking Canadian proposal. Just 1 month into their passionate courtship, Scott Reeves orchestrated what would become one of the most memorable marriage proposals in soap opera history. He meticulously planned a romantic evening at the stunning Stanley Park in Vancouver, Canada, where nature's beauty would provide the perfect backdrop for his life-changing question. With incredible forethought and romantic flair, Scott concealed the engagement ring in the pocket of his leather jacket, keeping his intentions secret until the perfect moment arrived. Under the star-filled Canadian sky, Scott led Melissa to a spectacular viewpoint overlooking the iconic Lions Gate Bridge, a location so breathtaking it seemed specially designed by the universe for this exact moment. There, with the glittering lights of the bridge reflected in the water below and the cool night air surrounding them, Scott dropped to one knee and asked Melissa to be his wife forever. Melissa was completely overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming down her face as she said yes to spending the rest of her life with this incredible man who had swept her off her feet in just 30 days. Devastating setbacks test their love. But the path to their wedding altar was far from smooth sailing. Just when everything seemed perfect and their future together appeared certain, life threw them a series of cruel, unexpected challenges that threatened to derail their wedding plans entirely. Scott was suddenly struck by serious health issues that forced them to postpone their wedding date, a heartbreaking delay that tested the strength of their commitment to one another. Meanwhile, Melissa's demanding filming schedule on Days of Our Lives created enormous logistical nightmares, making it nearly impossible to coordinate their big day. The pressure, stress, and uncertainty of these setbacks could have easily torn a lesser couple apart, but Melissa and Scott's love proved to be far stronger than any obstacle the universe could throw at them. Their determination to be together only intensified during this difficult period, proving that their relationship was built on an unshakable foundation of genuine love, mutual respect, and unwavering devotion. The wedding day finally arrives. After weathering those devastating storms of uncertainty, Melissa and Scott finally made it down the aisle in March 1990, exchanging sacred vows that would bind them together for what would become 35 years and counting. The wedding itself was described as chaotic and soap opera worthy, with last-minute scrambles and unpredictable drama that somehow made the day even more memorable. Despite all the behind-the-scenes chaos, when Melissa and Scott looked into each other's eyes and said, "I do," everyone present knew they were witnessing something truly special, a union that would withstand the test of time, the pressures of Hollywood fame, and all the challenges that life would inevitably bring their way. Faith as their foundation. Fast forward 35 years, and Melissa Reeves is remarkably open and honest about what has made their marriage not just survive, but truly thrive in an industry notorious for destroying relationships. With stunning vulnerability, she admits that marriage is hard and confesses that she doesn't even know how people would survive without God in their lives. Their shared Christian faith has been the absolute cornerstone, the immovable rock, and the guiding light that has carried them through every storm, every challenge, and every difficult moment they've faced together over more than 3 decades. This spiritual foundation has given them perspective, strength, and purpose that goes far beyond the superficial glamour of Hollywood. Inspiring the next generation. Melissa and Scott raised 2 beautiful children who have now grown into adults with families of their own, blessing them with 5 precious grandchildren who bring immeasurable joy to their lives. But what moves Melissa most profoundly is watching how her children have embraced faith in their own marriages and parenting journeys. "Scott and I are inspired by their faith," Melissa says with obvious maternal pride, adding, "Watching them get married young, have children, and put God first in their marriage, I think to myself, wow, what an example, even for us older folks." This intergenerational testimony to lasting love and spiritual commitment has created a beautiful family legacy that extends far beyond their soap opera fame. Best friends living their best life. Today, Melissa describes her relationship with Scott in the most beautiful terms imaginable. "We laugh together, and now we travel together, enjoy our grandchildren, and enjoy life to the fullest." They're not just husband and wife. They're best friends, partners in every sense of the word, and companions who genuinely enjoy every moment they spend together. Surrounded by their growing family and celebrating 40 years of Melissa's iconic career on Days of Our Lives, the Reeves couple stands as living proof that true love doesn't just exist in scripted soap opera storylines. It's real, it's possible, and it's absolutely worth fighting for through every challenge life presents. From that first missed workday in 1988 to their breathtaking Canadian proposal, through devastating health setbacks and chaotic wedding planning, to raising children and now delighting in grandchildren, Melissa and Scott Reeves have created a love story that rivals any script ever written for Days of Our Lives. Their journey proves that when 2 people are truly meant to be together, not even the most impossible obstacles can keep them apart, and that real-life romance can be even more dramatic, more beautiful, and more inspiring than anything we see on our television screens. Part 2. Can Xander and Sarah truly heal their love? A heartfelt look at Zara's journey through therapy, trust, and truths in Days of Our Lives. There's a saying in Salem, "Love can survive almost anything, except secrets." For Xander Cook and Dr. Sarah Horton, affectionately dubbed Zara by fans, that old truth has been tested time and again. They've battled betrayal, heartbreak, kidnapping, and even death. Well, apparent death. This is Salem, after all. But now, as they begin a new chapter with their baby daughter Victoria and an attempt at couples therapy, the question looms. Can their love finally heal? Or are they doomed to repeat the same painful mistakes? A family moment with heavy shadows. The episode opens on a deceptively peaceful note. Xander and Sarah are taking a walk through the park with their daughter, little Victoria. The setting is calm, almost idyllic, a rare sight for the often chaotic Salem. Xander, pushing the stroller, seems every bit the devoted father. Yet beneath his charming grin, there's a familiar tension brewing. He's hiding something again. He's been meaning to tell Sarah that Titan Industries, the company he fought tooth and nail to reclaim, may not be on as solid a footing as he hoped. The company's future is uncertain, and in Xander's mind, that could mean his future as a husband and father is uncertain too. Losing Titan might feel, to him, like losing his pride, his status, and maybe even Sarah's respect. But Sarah, as usual, surprises him. When he finally hints at the truth, she smiles knowingly. Of course she already knows, and she's perfectly fine with it. She reminds him gently that she's a doctor and quite capable of providing for their family. For her, love and stability mean far more than any business empire. It's a moment that could melt any heart, and yet, it's also a reminder of just how different Xander and Sarah are at their core. He measures worth through success and loyalty. She measures it through compassion and truth. As they walk hand in hand toward Marlena's apartment for their first therapy session, you can feel both hope and tension in the air. The unmistakable blend that defines Zara's story. Therapy begins, and so do the complications. Dr. Marlena Evans, Salem's beloved psychiatrist and unofficial therapist to the entire town, welcomes them into her cozy apartment office. It's an intimate setting, just the right place for honest reflection, though honest is not exactly Xander's strong suit. Before the session even begins, conversation drifts, as it often does in Salem, to other people's drama. They chat briefly about Sophia, Brady, and young Tate, whose own lives have been a whirlwind of secrets and heartbreak lately. For most therapists, this might feel like crossing a professional line, but Marlena knows better than to stop them. Sometimes gossip is how Salemites warm up to real truth-telling. Still, for Xander, all this talk about secrets seems to stir up something deep. His usual bravado fades, replaced by unease. He knows he's holding on to something, and that something could shatter everything he's worked so hard to rebuild with Sarah. Love, admiration, and trust issues. Marlena begins the session on a positive note, asking them to share what they love most about each other. It's a gentle exercise, but one that quickly reminds both of them why they fought so hard to stay together. Sarah admits she loves Xander's strength and his fierce loyalty, how he'd do anything for his family. Xander, in turn, praises Sarah's kindness, her intelligence, and her ability to see good in him even when no one else could. The tenderness between them is undeniable. But as quickly as that warmth fills the room, Marlena steers the conversation to the harder question. What needs work? Without hesitation, both say the same word, trust. That one word seems to echo through the apartment. It's the cornerstone of their problems and the one wound that never fully healed. Sarah explains that even though she's forgiven Xander for many things, the lies, the schemes, the forged documents involving Philip, there's still a part of her that struggles to fully trust him. Every time he hides something for her own good, she feels that same old ache. Xander listens, visibly torn. He knows she's right. His instinct has always been to protect through secrecy, but time and again that instinct has backfired. Each lie, no matter how small, has chipped away at the trust they so desperately need to survive. The confession that isn't what it seems. Just when the conversation feels like it's turning a corner, Xander takes a deep breath and tells Marlena and Sarah that he has a confession to make. Sarah's expression softens. She's been waiting for this moment. Maybe this is it, she thinks. Maybe he'll finally come clean about whatever's been bothering him. But longtime viewers know Xander too well. The man has a knack for almost confessing the truth while dancing around the thing that really matters. Whether it's about Titan's uncertain future, a buried grudge, or another hidden decision, it's hard to imagine that this confession will be the one that truly sets them free. And yet, Marlena leans forward with that calm, wise look she's perfected over decades of guiding Salem's most troubled souls. She knows what Xander doesn't, that healing doesn't come from one big confession. It comes from 1,000 small, honest moments that add up to trust. A couple worth rooting for. Watching Xander and Sarah navigate therapy feels almost nostalgic, like seeing two old friends finally sit down and talk about everything the audience has screamed at their television sets for years. Fans who have followed Zara's rollercoaster romance know just how far they've come. From enemies to lovers, from fake marriages to real heartbreaks, theirs has been a story of second chances and third and fourth. But now, as parents, they have even more reason to get it right. Sarah's calm, grounded nature may be exactly what Xander needs to learn that love doesn't have to be a battlefield. And Xander's fierce devotion may remind Sarah that even flawed love can be worth fighting for. Where do they go from here? If this therapy session is the start of something new, fans can only hope it leads to the peace both of them deserve. But in Salem, peace is rarely permanent. Secrets have a way of bubbling to the surface, and if Xander's latest confession isn't the real one, the one he needs to make, the cracks in their marriage could reopen faster than either of them expects. Still, there's something deeply human about watching them try. In a town full of lies, schemes, and shock twists, Xander and Sarah's struggles feel relatable. They're not superheroes or villains, just two flawed people learning, slowly and painfully, that love requires as much honesty as it does passion. So as Days of Our Lives continues, fans are left asking the question that has followed Zara since their very first spark. Can love built on broken trust ever truly heal, or is it destined to fall apart again?